Okay, here we go. Down into the magic kingdom. Okay. Magic. Most of the time, when you say the word magic, people think of an illusionist. Alright? Illusion. Illusion is a form of magic. Okay? Now, illusion, usually what we think of when we say illusionist or we say magic, we are thinking of a stage magician. Alright? We think of this guy or this lady, right, up on the stage doing tricks, cutting people in half, making rabbits come out of hats. All right, this is the art of illusion. This is the magic of illusion. All right, this is illusionary magic. Okay, for those of you that just got it, all right, you just got +10 intelligence. All right, this is illusionary magic. Okay, now when you see this guy lift her off of the table, okay, do you think, maybe the first time you see it, you're like, wow, how do you do that? You know, this is crazy. But once you learn the trick, okay, once you learn how he did it, the rest of his magic becomes weaker. And you know there's a trick behind it. The illusion still may be there, but at least you know there's a trick, okay? But you got to recognize the magic before you can start breaking it, right? This is illusionary magic, okay? When we are talking about magic, don't just think of an illusionist, okay? Another way they portray it is through fantasy, okay? Through fantasy. You hear mages, warlocks, witches, wizards, enchanters, enchantresses, sorcerers, sorceresses, spellcasters, practices magic derived from supernatural, occult, and arcane sources. Okay, we're going to break down into all of those. Okay, but basically I'm just trying to help you build links. When you think of magic, don't think of the sweaty guy on stage, okay, wearing a unitard. Okay, once you see his magic breaks, or understand the trick behind his magic, it doesn't work on you anymore. Okay, this is a little bit trickier. It's deeper. It requires more. It requires more knowledge. But because of this, it's stronger magic. Okay, now we're going to get into the wizards. Okay, let's start with wizards. The concept of a wizard. The concept of a wizard, we just saw someone who practices supernatural, arcane, or occult magic. Okay, tarot cards. Tarot cards have to do with occultism. All right, it's a form of magic called divination. Okay, we'll get into that later. All right, chaos magic. We're going to hit this up soon. Okay, but occultism is very heavily tied in magic and these old beliefs. And the people nowadays still believe and practice a lot of this. So it's in our society, even though we may not see it or understand that it's magic. And that's why I'm saying it's powerful. They've been fooling everyone. Okay? Spells. Casting spells on everyone. All right? Magicians. All right? I like how it says some of the individuals who performed magical... come on now. Piece of crap. Who performed magical acts on a more than occasional basis came to be identified as magicians or with related concepts like sorcerers, sorceresses, witches, or cunning folk. All right, wizards or cunning folk. Even just being cunning, like an illusionist, is a magician. Okay, cunning folk. I would say even being a lawyer is being a magician. You're cunning with words. You know word magic. All right, being a chemist. All right, you understand the magic of mixing elements and things of the earth. This used to be called alchemy. All right, if you're a chemist, you're an alchemist. Okay, magic. We've built all of our sciences off of occultic beliefs and magic. Ceremonial magic. This is where you get into orders. Hermetic Kabbalah, Enochian magic, Thelema, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Okay, this is deeper ancient stuff. Botany, science, natural magic, astrology, necromancy. All of this is very real, whether you believe in it or not. It has been hidden through the ages, but people practice it and they pass it, and it's going through our society and it's influenced our world more than most people realize. all right? Esotericism, all right? Now it's interesting, all through the ages, we have stories of this: wizards, oracles, mystics, things that the kings and queens would go to, people that they would go to talk to look for guidance or information, practiced in the arts of magic and occultism. All right, the Oracle of Delphi. All right, she would sit on this pit, fumes would come out, and she would start rambling. This is known as pharmakia. All right, this is known as channeling. This is known as, all right, other forms of magic, channeling, summoning. All right, when she inhales these fumes, they believe some other thing is coming in and using her to speak. And the kings would go here, the wise men would go here, and they would listen in to the ramblings of a drug-induced woman. All right, do you understand? This is occultism. This is pagan. They believe, and when you actually believe that you're getting information, the value through this, all right, you could put out into the world whatever you could. Interestingly enough, in the movie The Matrix, right, they go and they see the Oracle, someone he has to go to for wisdom and help, who has all these magical children in her house, children who can see and are practiced in these arts. Okay. When I say there's wizards and there's magic and all of this is real, you may see this, okay? But break this allegory, break this simile, break this image that they give to you in movies, okay? And understand that this man right here would actually just look like this man. All right? Someone who is practiced in magic. Timothy Leary believed in chaos magic and was a practitioner of it. He was a member of, what was it, the Illuminates of Theratanus, all right? Practicing magic, wizardry, in order to spread and create chaos. They show you these images of man speaking and the words are being written in the book. Obviously, it's not like that, all right? He would just be in a room writing in a book. It's the same thing, okay? Studies in occultism, all of these symbols, all right? The infinity symbol, the phases of the moon, the cross, the pentagram, the books and all of these things wizards study, and how much this influences our real world. Timothy Leary was a dark wizard, a warlock, a dark magician, if we were looking at it from the fantasy standpoint. Okay. Nowadays, or in the old days, you would see magicians or wizards studies, mystics. They would go to these places, these schools of ancient thought, and they would study all of this. The crystal ball, that's divination. All right, scrying is a form of magic. The stars, astrology, this is all magic. Okay? All these chemicals and mixing them, that was alchemy. All right? That's chemistry today. Nowadays, a wizard's study doesn't look like that. Nowadays, a wizard study or an alchemist study looks like this. They've just covered magic with our science. All right? Science and magic are the same thing. And we need to be careful, because evil and dark forces may become more powerful and take over more than the good.